Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry it's been such a long time. I know I did a really exciting intro and then I kind of tapered off for a while. I don't want to make excuses. I will get it together for you guys. But we've had a lot of weddings in the family and I have had a lot of technical difficulties and I just didn't want to do it the wrong way. I've been learning my new Mac. I've been learning how to edit and I just wanted to put as quality of content as I could out there for you guys. So today, for my first official video outside of my intro video, today I'm going to be doing a green chili chicken enchilada recipe for you guys. And I have to do it, I have my apron on, and I have to do it before my husband gets home. So I'm doing a really, really quick recipe. This is something that I found on Pinterest and I'm really excited to make it. We've had it before, but I'm making a slight adjustment to make it a little bit spicier. My husband called them Midwest enchiladas, which I took as an insult because I'm from Missouri. So I'm gonna spice them up today with one of our favorite salsas that I'll be showing you guys. So here we go, let's get started. So I have my recipe on my recipe box ready to go, as you can see, but you can't read that backwards, but it does say green chili enchiladas. It should say green chili chicken enchiladas, but you get the point. The ingredients that you will need are 1 can cream of chicken soup, sour cream, half a cup, 1 tablespoon margarine. You'll also need chili powder, and I'm gonna use onion powder this time, just a little bit for the flavor because it actually calls for a whole onion, and I didn't have an onion, and I think Ross, my husband, is gonna be Ross is my husband. He's gonna be very happy. He hates onions, and last time I just chopped them like with my little chopping machine. I didn't like finely chop them, so he'll be very happy that we do not have an onion today. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of onion powder for flavoring, and I'll put some extra chicken and cheese to fill them up. So that's the kind of nice thing about this, is that I'm gonna give you guys quantities here today, but you can switch it up. If you like more chicken, if you like more cheese, if you like a slightly different blend of cheese, if you like it a little bit spicier, if you like it a little bit more mild, you can adjust this recipe very easily. It's super easy. I don't cook hard stuff yet. I'm just not to that stage in my life. So this is a very, very simple recipe. Then you need a can of green chilies, a 4-ounce can. And then I add, this is my secret ingredient. This is Renfro's jalapeno green salsa. But this is not at our local grocery store anymore. We order this off of Amazon. We order 6 jars for like 30 bucks. And that sounds like a crazy thing, but it is so good. It is the best breakfast salsa. We always add it to our eggs. It's got a nice little kick. It's great for cooking with. So we are actually going to be adding this to add a little spice to it. If you have a spicy green salsa that you like, you can also just add that in, or red salsa too. Sorry if you hear that, that's my dog eating. He decided to keep eating right when I started. So then you need tortillas. I'm using flour, and that's what this recipe calls for. It's our favorite brand if you're out in Arizona. It's called Lala's. They're actually based out of Arizona. It's a family company, and it's awesome. They have a restaurant down in South Phoenix. So these are great flour tortillas. We won't need this many. We'll only need about 8 to 10 of them. For the cheese, we have cheddar shredded cheese. I'm almost out of it, but I just bought this at Costco. It's a Mexican cheese blend. And then 3 cups shredded chicken. Usually I am not lazy when it calls for shredded chicken, and I make it in the crock pot or in my pressure cooker. I can actually make like 3 pounds of shredded chicken in my pressure cooker in like 40 minutes. I can make a ton of shredded chicken. Is just falling apart. It's awesome. It's just such a pain to clean it, and sometimes I don't feel like doing that, especially after a long work day. So I decided to take a shortcut, and I went with this Del Real shredded chicken from Costco. So this is something, like I said, that I found on Pinterest, but I've made some modifications to it. I've added the Renfro's, like I said, this is our secret ingredient, and then I've also added just a little bit of green enchilada sauce. This was Macayo's brand, and we just saved it in a mason jar after we didn't use it all last time. And so we're gonna use the rest of this today. And the dish that I'm gonna be using, oh, my dog doesn't like reflections on the ceiling. I'm trying to break him of it, but he's probably gonna bark. This is an all-clad lasagna pan. It's 9 by 13. You can use any 9 by 13. Oh, he's climbing. climbing the wall right now, you guys. Watch, here. Max. Stop. Shh. I don't know how to, I don't know how to break him of that, you guys. It has started with our Tupperware at night when I'm unloading the dishwasher, and he just like goes crazy at the ceiling. It's driving me nuts. Okay, so with that being said, those are all of our ingredients. I will put the actual recipe in the box below here. So if you'd like to copy it down, you can do that. I'll put the quantities and ingredients below so you can have the full recipe. And I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Okay, so I am taking the sour cream. We have a 1/2 cup. I'm gonna put it into this small bowl. Make sure you get everything out of there. Then we're going to take our can of cream of chicken soup and we're going to put it into the small bowl with the sour cream to make a creamy mixture. So lots of globs of creaminess. We're gonna mix it together and then we're going to set it aside with the spoon. So I'm just gonna set this aside and we're gonna come back to that. I actually really like these measuring cups. These are from Bed Bath & Beyond. They were something we got on our registry. These are not obviously the only two, but they are magnetic and it holds them together in the drawer. And I actually also have, here's the rest of them so you can see. They stack just like that, they're magnetic. And then also the matching stainless steel measuring spoons. There's not like a wide array of sizes. It's really pretty basic. So I use this for like general cooking, and then I have for my baking, I have a different set that I'm sure you guys will see in a future video that is a lot more choices of the sizes. So that's awesome for baking. But for general cooking, these are the ones that I use. They look nice, they're easy to clean, they don't rust, and they're easy to store nicely together. Okay, so now we're gonna use a medium-sized saucepan, and these are the all-clad saucepan or pots and pan set that we got for our wedding. Thanks, Mom and Dad. They are awesome quality, and the metal handles do not get hot. I love these pans. They're very, very heavy. It was a little bit hard to get used to, but the quality is awesome. So I'm gonna put this on medium heat. Okay, so we are adding a tablespoon, and that's like obviously not measured perfectly, but everybody knows you put a little extra butter in whatever you are cooking to add the flavor. So this is actually margarine. I'm using the Smart Balance, and you just put it into the saucepan. Oh, sorry guys, it's hard to do both at once. Let it start melting, and then we're gonna add some spices. So this is where after the butter has after the margarine, excuse me, has melted, you would usually add the onion and you would saute it until it was clear. But because we don't have that today, we're gonna just put the butter in, add the spices, add the chilies, and go from there. We're gonna add a little onion flavoring. We're cheating today. Okay, so I'm gonna add, this is the McCormick hot Mexican style chili powder. I like to use this when I'm cooking Mexican food. It's a little bit spicier than the regular kind. So it calls for a teaspoon. We are going to use a 1/2 teaspoon and put 2 so that I can scoop it out. I like to measure this way with my spices because then you can kind of skim the top and be in right there if you need to dump some of it out. One more. So it's a teaspoon of chili powder. I think I need a little bit more. Cool. And then since we don't have the onion, like I've said like 45 times, we are going to add a little onion powder. Not my favorite, but that's what we're working with today. So I'm adding a teaspoon of this, so 2 1/2 teaspoons so that I can scoop it. So right now we just have the butter and the spices is melting. And we are just making a little spicy buttery paste. Okay, so now we're gonna add in the green chilies. This is a 4-ounce can, if you can see it, and I've already opened it and drained it. So I'm just gonna get these heating up. Anybody else a wooden spoon survivor? I am. Love you, Mom. That hurt. Only a few times. She wasn't harsh with it, but it definitely was not my favorite memory. We are actually also adding 2 tablespoons of our creamy soup mixture. Boop. 1, oh shoot. Kinda. Doesn't really blob right, so we're like estimating, but 2 tablespoons of your soup mixture. Smells good already. Okay, you guys, I made a slight error. I don't want to burn my face, but I made a slight error. I forgot that this chicken was frozen. Like, makes sense, doesn't it, if it's in the freezer? So, luckily, you're supposed to warm it throughout. It's already cooked chicken. So I'm probably just gonna have to stir for a little bit longer. As you can see, I just added the huge frozen chunk into my mixture. This is not ideal, so I'm really embarrassed that a lot of unideal things are happening. Is that a word? When I'm cooking for you. But this is my style. So I know that some of you probably are looking for a really professional recipe, but if you're just looking to relate to another person and have a good home-cooked meal, this is probably more for you, because I'm not necessarily a professional and I'm not claiming to be at all. I'm just making a home-cooked meal and videotaping myself doing it. So it's gonna be a while. I'm not gonna show you while this cooks, but you are supposed to add the chicken and then heat thoroughly. So it's not that big of a deal if it's not completely heated, because you're gonna be sticking in the oven for 25 minutes, but you wanna heat it thoroughly enough to where it all mixes together and to where you definitely won't have any cold spots once you do pull it out. So that's why you want the chicken warm before you start rolling up your tortillas. You don't want it hot, just warm. So just keep stirring until this is heated thoroughly. All right, awesome. So I'm gonna remove this from the heat, and then next we're gonna prepare our pan. First, we're going to spoon some of our creamy mixture into the bottom of our pan. If you hear my dog outside, he's totally fine. It is not hot in Arizona right now, I promise you, and he's only gonna be out there for a little bit of time. So what you're gonna do is spread this along the bottom side of your pan. This is essentially, you're greasing the pan so that you can have non-stick enchiladas. So I have covered the bottom of my pan. I'm gonna put some of this green chili enchilada salsa, or sauce, enchilada sauce, sorry. I'm gonna put it into the bottom as well. I don't like my enchiladas dry. It really bothers me when they're dry. And I feel like if I wouldn't have improvised on this recipe, they probably would have come out a little bit more dry. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna roll up our enchiladas. So I'm going to take a tortilla, and then 1/4 of a cup, roughly, is what you're going to put of the chicken mixture per enchilada. So I don't worry about it too much. I just scoop it out of the pan, move it around to where it's more like rolled up. Now, this is where I, again, improvise, because I can, and you should too. I am wanting cheesy enchiladas, so I just put a little bit of cheese in each enchilada. I add the Mrs. Renfro's jalapeno salsa. So I'm just gonna add 1 spoonful per enchilada. Adds a little extra heat to it. So I fold up the bottom as tightly as you can. There's gonna be some fallout, and that is okay. And then you place it, this is the seam, you're gonna place it seam down into your pan. Now you'll notice that this is not the length of my pan, like there's some room over here. So I'm actually just gonna put them all along the side, and then we'll fill up the side and make them as tight as we can, as long as we still have mixture left. Okay, and now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and top with the rest of this green enchilada sauce, or at least what I feel like we need. Enough to make it like moist. Oh, I did use it all. Okay, we have a little bit of the creamy mixture left. I wanna make sure you get every little last bit. Okay, so the oven is preheated, and I've just decided to add 1 extra thing of green chilies on top for a little extra spice. I think my husband will appreciate this. Plus I thought they'd look kind of pretty. And then the last thing I'm gonna do is just spread some extra cheese on top. Okay, so now I'm gonna stick them in the oven at 350 for 25 minutes. And I will see you guys after they're done to show you the finished product. Okay, you guys, so they have been in the oven at 350 for 24 minutes so far. If you notice, my hair went up. This is what happened late at night. Sorry, I had my nice little pony, but now I'm down to business. There is less than 1 minute, 20 seconds left on the clock, and it looks like the cheese has melted. You wanna leave them in until the cheese has completely melted on top. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull them out, and let me see if I can get you guys a good view. Got my handy dandy silicone gloves from Bed Bath & Beyond. Okay, they're definitely done. I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the oven, and I'll give you guys the final look. They look delicious. They have smelled delicious. We can't wait to eat these. I'm gonna go ahead and get the plates out. The husband is supposed to be here soon. He said that he was getting on the freeway from work, so we're gonna chow down. Please let me know if you like this video by giving it a thumbs up down below. Don't forget to hit subscribe and hit the little bell button if you'd like notifications for when I post videos. And thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great night, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.